Before we begin, I just want to say a big thank you to YouTube channel Dantales, who helped out with this video. There's a link to his channel in the description down below, and there'll be more information about him at the end. What a lovely day. Hello? Meow, meow. What's that, Tiger Tom? Helicopter crash? Thousands injured? Meow! Meow, 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 meow. Leave it with me. I know just who to call. I know, I'll try.
I'll break this girl's neck! Surrender!
I was busy. I'll try. I'll do it myself. Gex 3, Deep Cover Geko. Developed for the Sony PlayStation, Nintendo 64 and Game Boy Color. It is the third installment in the Gex video game trilogy, and 1999 sees it turn 20 years old. Before we look at Gex, it should be noted that the series itself has something of an interesting past. Originally developed by Crystal Dynamics for the 3DO, the first game in the series saw the titular character Gex voiced by American comedian Dana Gould in both the North American and European releases. Gould would go on to voice Gex in all 3 games in the US. The second game, however, saw a tonal shift, with the European release having Leslie Phillips voice the anthropomorphic Gecko, and then shift again by having Danny John Jules, better known for his role as the cat in British sitcom Red Dwarf, voice him in Gex 3. The character himself has been both Crystal Dynamics' mascot, the PlayStation 1's mascot, sort of, and has sadly now fallen into obscurity. Even amongst retro video game fans, I don't often come across people who have either played the games or even heard of the series itself. While Gex 3 was the last game in the series, Square Enix, who currently hold the rights to Gex, did put the series in its Square Enix Collective, a program in 2013 that gave hopeful game developers the chance to develop a new game in one of 3 different series: Gex, Fear Effect, and Anachronox. So then, to Gex 3. Welcome, Littles and Jelly Spoons, to Gex 3, Deep Cover Geko. Yes, this is the part of the game where I play a little bit of the game in question and give you my live reactions to it and relay any stories I can remember from when I played it not 20 years ago. And with Gex 3 Deep Cover Geko, the stories very much start on the main menu here in the demos, because I unapologetically bought Gex 3 Deep Cover Geko to play the Soul Reaver demo. Yes I did. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We will be covering Soul Reaver on the retrospective review at some point, but today is not that day. Let's get straight in with a new game and watch possibly one of the cheesiest yet very, very late 90s-esque, because it was from the late 90s, cutscenes you will have seen for a while, hopefully.
And that's how the mayor got his pants back. What's this? Ladies and gentlemen, I've just been handed some late-breaking news. Special Agent Extra, head of the TV Terrorist Defense Unit, and star of many of my private dreams, is apparently missing.
Jerry Springer!
Agent Extra was last seen wearing 8-inch pumps and a red bathing suit. Her current whereabouts are unknown.
Gex!
Agent Extra? You poor kidnapped minx.
Hey, Tiger. Guess where I am? Trapped in the media dimension. Rez is back, and he's kidnapped me to get to you. He's attacking your secret island cave.
Hey, speaking of secrets, you want to see my...
Gex, quit clowning around and get me out of here. This place is giving me the creeps. Just dial me in.
You are now being so connected, baby.
Gex, listen up. Keep your watch on at all times so I can call you. Meanwhile, get me out of here.
you and every other beautiful government agent trapped in a TV set. I'm on my way. Schlemiel, Schlemazel, September Incorporated. Hey, that tingles. Let's get ready for the ultimate Gecko weapon, baby, yeah!
Yeah, see what I mean? Very, very 90s. You kind of watching that again, because to be honest, it probably is about 20 years since I've played this game. You kind of forget like how much Austin Powers really ended up in the pop culture of the time. Like, yeah. Anyway, for all you UK watching folks with eagle ears, you will have noticed that Gex there was voiced by Dina Gould and not Danny John Jules as he was in the English edition of the game. That is because I cannot find the English edition of the game. It wasn't in my box of PlayStation 1 games, which is behind the curtain there. So I'm not entirely sure. So this is obviously an emulated version of the game. And it runs beautifully. Anyway, so what else could you say about that cutscene? Well, I liked the sort of Roger Rabbit-esque nature of the cutscene. The whole kind of thing that I've got to fly! Woo! The whole idea that like Agent Extra seems to be the only real life character in the Gex universe, because obviously the news broadcast was also animated. Yeah, but it's very cheesy. Now what I'm trying to do is find the training level. Whew. There it is. The rec room. Because I need to remember how the hell you play this game.
Welcome, sir. Please, come on in. Entering the training area should allow you to...
Yeah, well, thank you, Alfred. Let's go. Let's enter a big gecko's mouth. Not a narcissist, not at all. Oh, bit of clipping there, bit of clipping. Oh, bad.
Gameplay is not too different from Gex Enter the Gecko, the second game in the series. Gex 3 combines a lot of the aspects of the first game with the 3D platforming of the second. Levels are accessed via a hub, with areas unlocked as the player collects remotes from each of the levels. Players can unlock and control alternative characters, Rex, Cuz and Alfred, during bonus stages. New additions include vehicles such as a tank, a snowboard and a camel, as well as the ability to glide in certain costumes. Gex can spit fire and ice, as well as swim. Much like the first game in the series, Gex collects bugs in all levels, and collecting 100 earns a remote and access to a secret level. Unlike Gex 2, when losing a life, Gex retains only the amount of bugs collected up to the last checkpoint. Since there are 100 per level, collecting bugs gets significantly more difficult as you play on. While watching television, Gex discovers that his partner and lover, Agent Extra, played by actress Marlise Andrade, best known for starring in the TV show Baywatch, now head of the TV Terrorist Defense Unit, has been reported missing. Extra herself manages to contact Gex and inform him that Rez, the antagonist from the first game, has returned once again and kidnapped her to lure him out. Through his secret lair, Gex returns to the media dimension and circumnavigates numerous television channels with help from his butler Alfred, and in the process frees and befriends Rez's prisoners, Rex and Cuz. Together they find Rez and challenge him to a final battle.
Tiger Tom, are you in here, Tiger Tom?
Meow! Meow! Meow!
Hang on, I'll try and get you out.
Crystal Dynamics wanted Gex 3 to be more of a story-based game, as well as wanting to develop the character of Gex himself, but at the same time wanted Gex to harken back to the series' roots as a 2D side-scrolling platformer. The developers of Gex 3 wanted to push the limits of Sony's original little grey box further than they had with Gex 2, and they found a way to increase the level size by 1/5, include more enemies per stage and maintain high frame rates. But across gameplay, graphics and plot, Crystal Dynamics really wanted to improve the game's 3D camera system after it had been highly criticised in reviews of Gex 2. For all its efforts, Gex 3 only reviewed averagely. Running on the less powerful PlayStation, Gex 3 was rated higher due to less 3D platformer competition and impressive graphics. The harshest criticism was for the N64 version of the game that suffered stuttering frame rates and was up against such titles as Super Mario 64.
Alfred, the tortoise butler.
Press the attack button to tail whack those hideous dummies.
Hideous. Yeah, Alfred, the tortoise butler there, voiced by Mark Silk, who both American and English audiences should recognise as the American voice of Bob the Builder and the UK voice of Johnny Bravo. Yeah, fairly well-known voice actor. Crops up all over the place as you go to Mark Silk. Right, now, I've pretty much worked out this is the jumping puzzle. I don't need to talk to Alfred to... Maybe I do need to. That's a bit lame if I do. Apparently you do have to. Okay. I love the fact I don't know if you have to hit him with your tail to get him to speak. That's just the way I've always done it. Also, realistically, we are just going to play through the training level because Gex 3 Deep Cover Geko is one of the few games that makes me suffer from motion sickness a little bit. So I don't want to get madly into the game. I don't want to be spending 20 minutes or I don't want to be spending an hour in mid-air with bloody Ed down the toilet whilst I recover from motion sickness. Oh, hello. Oh, I forgot you could get up there. Oh, this was always the one that got me. Now what's that's crouch, yeah. No. Okay, let's go. Right, so you gotta be running, press crouch, and then jump. There you go. Oh no, but I've got to go down the hole to get the health thing anyway. There we go. A little wavy hand health thing. See? I did that deliberately. I totally did do it. These weren't secret doors, were they? Yeah, the other thing is if you press crouch too early, he just goes into crouch mode. No, missed it again! Bloody hell! No, I'm gonna miss it again. Right, okay, I'm gonna have to take this seriously. Jesus Christ, I'm being trumped by a fucking jumping puzzle. Ah. There we go. Okay, let's run forward. Now, again, if you press the run button too quickly. Oh, son of a bitch! Right, okay, we can do this. I'm too old to play video games now, that's it. This is the sign. This is... If you can't fucking do a jumping puzzle on a basic 90s platformer, you are too old to be playing video games anymore. Oh, fuck off! Ugh. Right. Also, why am I going the long way around? There we go. Right, okay. I've lined up. And I'm across. Excellent. Right, okay. I've lined up. And I'm across. Okay, excellent. Right. Final one. This is it. This is the moment, chaps. This is... Oh, come on, Gex. It's you and me. Let's do this.
more things in life. There we go. Now we've got the remote, and that portal sends us straight back to I always call this like the mission control room or whatever it was called. And you know, I was saying about motion sickness. Yeah, definitely kind of getting it a little bit now. So that's where I'm going to leave it, ladles and jelly spoons. If you want to see me play more of Gecko 3 Deep Cover Geko, then by all means comment on this video down below that you'd like to see me do more, and maybe I'll do a little bit of a series on it, who knows. I actually, playing it now, like I say, this is the first time I've played it in easily 20 years since the actual game came out. Although I'm not particularly brilliant at it, it is quite a fun little game to play. Yeah, so there we go, that's Deep Cover Geko for you. Got any fives? Ooh. Could you have done that all along? No. You could have got out of the cell whenever you... Look, the door's open. Quick, let's get out of here. No. No. I don't know, but I hope we get to thank him someday. Thanks very much for checking out this month's 20th anniversary retrospective review on Gecko 3 Deep Cover Geko. If you have or haven't enjoyed this instalment, please be sure to make your feelings known by hitting the like or dislike button, or maybe even go a little bit further by leaving me a comment. I just want to say a big thank you to YouTube channel Dantales for allowing me to use some of his Gecko 3 Deep Cover Geko Let's Play in this video. Please check him out, there's links to his channel and various other social medias in the description down below. He's far better at the game than I am. And finally, if retro gaming, oddball comedy and British accents are very much your thing, why not consider checking out the rest of the channel, and maybe even consider subscribing. I upload videos every Wednesday. And as always, ladles and jelly spoons, if you have made it to this part of the video, thank you so much. Your continued support means the world to me.